I'm romance novelist. Mina, how are you? And
Hi.
we're going to talk about Christmas. Let's talk
Yeah.
Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Christmas during the Regency era in England. Back then, they did not have Christmas trees. They didn't have Santa Claus. Um, but the night before Christmas, they would decorate the house and the fireplaces with holly and ferns and rosemary, all kinds of smell good, put it up. They also made uh, balls with mistletoe. That was a big deal back then. Everybody wanted to kiss. They did that back then too. Um, and then 40 days before Christmas, they made a pudding. And I should have read what went into the pudding. How come it took 40 days for it to ferment? But they would make it, have it on Christmas Day, and they pour brandy over it and light it. They did a Christmas goose. They played games. There was a game that they played that I'm sure nobody plays anymore, but they had kind of like a pit, a table that had kind of a pit, and they poured brandy in it and lit it, and then they had raisins that they put in it, and you were supposed to reach down in and get the raisin without getting burned. Not good.
No, not good at all.
No. They also did a thing after Christmas, on the day after Christmas, where the aristocracy that had tenants, they would get a box and then they would put food and money and clothing in the box and took it to their tenants. And so eventually that became known as Boxer Day. And I was in Jamaica many years ago at Christmas, and the day after they had Boxer Day, but nobody could tell me why it was called that. So I read it, and and it came from the aristocracy making gifts for their tenants. So that's what that was about. Um, and then they did a thing, the 12th night, which was, I think, January. You have to check to make sure I'm right. Either January the 7th, January the 9th. And they had a big celebration. They had costume parties. It was very raucous. And so when Queen Elizabeth came to the throne, she abolished it because it was just getting too wild. It was probably like our Halloweens, when you go downtown and everybody's dressed and nobody knows anybody and everybody's crazy. So it was probably like that. I don't know. But they did a lot of things. They got together and they sang Christmas carols. And most of the Christmas carols we know from when we were little, they sang then. So those Christmas carols are very old. But let's see, what else can I tell you? I think that's about it.
There's not much of Christmas in that time. So you can go to minavalentine.com right now and pick up your book today.
Buy
And
my book.
book three's coming soon.
Yes, the cover's coming now. So as soon as that cover's slapped on the pages, it's coming right to the Amazon and you can buy it. And I think you'll love the book.
All
By
right. All right. Sounds good. Thank you,
Merry
Mina. Merry
everyone.
Christmas. You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.